there, my name is Diola. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a Hatha Yoga class for insomnia. If you're lacking energy because you haven't slept well, this is a great class where you can relax and hopefully sleep better tonight. We're going to start in a seated, comfortable pose with a straight spine. The eyes are closed and relaxed. We'll start the class with 3 ohms. Inhaling through the nose, and as we exhale, chanting Aum. Aum. Gently opening the eyes, palms together to the heart. Welcome, namaste. Still sitting comfortably. We're going to draw the chin down to the chest for semicircles, rolling the head sideways, chin to one shoulder, and back to center. Inhaling, chin to the shoulder, and exhale, chin to the chest. You may close your eyes and feel the stretch in the neck, softening the shoulders. Just a few more times, back and forth. We'll slowly return to center. As we inhale, raise the arms up above the head. With the exhale, extend the arms down to the sides, lift the chest. Inhale and lengthen, reach up. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, bring the palms together, lengthen. And out, arms to the sides. If you're sitting on a cushion, you can come to the floor. We'll roll big circular movements with the upper body. It's a great way to loosen up the hips. Exhaling, folding forwards. Inhale, reach back. And the other way. Big wide circles. Come back to center and straighten out the legs. Give them a little bounce, a little release. Just loosen up the ankles, the knees by rolling circular movements with the ankles. In both directions. From here we'll come onto our hands and knees and into the cat-cow. Placing the wrists beneath the shoulders, arms are straight, about shoulder width apart, knees under the hips, about hip width apart. Starting with a straight spine, and as we inhale, dropping the chest down, looking up, tailbone goes up, belly goes down. With the exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest, bringing the shoulder blades apart. Inhaling, shoulder blades come together. And exhale, rounding, arching, belly goes in, tailbone goes down. It's a great pose in general to do daily, to flex the spine. So having a maximum range of movement in the spine in both directions helps to keep a healthy spine. Flowing back and forth with the breath. Try to extend the length of the breath each time, making the breath longer and deeper. Feel the opening in the body as you inhale, and the softening as you exhale. The deeper, the longer the breath, the more relaxed you become. Come back to center, tuck the toes and sit back onto the heels with the toes tucked in. Get a nice stretch for the feet. The feet tend to be very sensitive, very tensed up. Try to release them. Extend the arms forwards and do circular movements with the wrists in both directions. Coming back onto hands and knees, we're going to tuck the toes again and lift up this time into a downward dog. Tailbone goes up, lengthen the spine, lengthen the arms. Readjust as you see fit. The arms about shoulder width apart and the feet about hip width apart. Trying to bring the chest down, the head stays in between the arms. We'll slowly start to walk the dog, staying in the same spot as we bend one knee and straighten the other. Feeling a nice stretch in the back of the legs as you bring the straight heel towards the floor. Inhaling, raise the right leg up, bend the knee, twist the hips and reach with the right leg towards the left side. Opening. Inhale back to center and exhale, release the leg down. Walk in the dog a few more times. Inhale, lift the left leg up, bend the knee as you exhale and twist the hips, reaching with the left leg to the right side. Looking towards the armpits. Inhale to center. Exhale, release the leg to the floor. Bend the knees. Sit back into a child's pose. Balasana. Bringing the forehead down. You can either extend the arms forwards, bring them back or to the sides. Try to release and soften the shoulders. Breathing into the sides of the body, into the back of the body. Expanding the chest in any space as you inhale. And softening and relaxing the whole body as you exhale. So ideally you'd bring the bum towards the heels, but if that doesn't work, if you feel any tension in your knees, you can place a cushion in between the legs so you're sitting on the cushion. This raises the bum a little higher. Maybe you can relax more. Stay here for a few breaths, breathing as deep as you can. We'll slowly come back up into a seated pose. We're going to do Gomukha Asana, cow face pose, raising the right arm up next to the ear and bending the right elbow. Try to keep the spine straight as you interlace. Bring the left arm behind, interlace the fingers at the back of the body. So if sitting on the knees is uncomfortable, you can sit up and put a cushion in between so you're sitting on a cushion. Try to keep the right elbow close to the ear. And you may not be able to reach and interlace the hands, that's fine. You can either use a belt or just place the left arm as high as you can. Try not to create any tension in the shoulders. Breathing as deeply as you can into the chest. Inhale, expand, and exhale, soften. Important to keep a straight spine and to relax the upper body. The chin stays parallel to the floor. When ready, we'll release the arms, bring them to the sides. Just a couple of shoulder rolls backwards and forwards. We'll sit up and maybe shake the legs out a little before we do the other side. So same thing, this time raising the left arm up, bend the elbow, keep it close to the head, wrap the right arm behind and interlace if you can. Keeping the spine as straight as possible, avoid any arch in the lower back. Soften the shoulders, you're looking straight ahead, chin is parallel to the floor. Breathing into the chest, expanding, inhaling. Exhaling, softening and relaxing the arms, the shoulders. Practicing this pose for up to 10 minutes if you can. It's equivalent to 4 hours of sleep. It's a great pose if you haven't had enough sleep and you just like to quickly catch up. But of course, never straining or overdoing it. It takes practice to reach 10 minutes in one go. Do as much as you can, releasing when ready. Placing the hands on the thighs, just take a few deep breaths here, feeling the effects of the pose. Slowly lift up, come up onto the knees. And standing high on the knees, tucking the toes in. And as we inhale, raising the arms up next to the ears. With the exhale, twisting and turning to the left side. Inhale, lengthen, reach up. With the exhale, bring the left hand onto the left heel. Reach as far back as you can with the right arm, turning and twisting the upper body and pushing the hips forwards. And squeeze the butt cheeks together, protecting the lower back. Lengthen and reach as far back as you can, stretching the front of the body. We'll hold this pose for a few breaths. Looking up towards the upper palm, keep lengthening and breathing as deep as you can. And stretching the rib cage, intercostal muscles. Whenever you feel you're ready to release, lifting back up, releasing the arm, releasing the toes, sitting back onto the heels. And for counter pose, we fold forwards into child's pose. Again, placing the arms wherever feels comfortable for you. Deep, long breaths in child's pose. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, softening the body. Relaxing as much as you can. When you're ready, you'll slowly lift back up. Coming back onto the knees, sitting up high. We'll do the other side. Make sure the toes are tucked in to protect the lower back. With the inhale, raise the arms up, lengthen. With the exhale, turn the upper body to the right side. Lengthen, reach up with the arms. And as you exhale, bring the right arm down to the right heel. Left arm goes over the ear, reaching back. As you push the belly forward, squeeze the butt together, push the pelvis forwards. Lengthen and stretch the front of the body, the rib cage. Again, we'll stay here for a few breaths. Try to keep the arm above the head straight and engaged. Whenever you feel it's too much to hold, you can always release the pose. Always listening to your own body. Releasing, inhaling, twisting forwards. Exhaling, sitting back onto the heels. Back into the child's pose. Try to keep the knees together to stretch the lower back and the whole spine. And finding space in the upper body, in the sides, in the back. Since the belly is a little constricted, try to expand as you inhale as much as you can and soften with the exhale, relaxing the body, the mind. Staying here for as long as it feels good. Eventually, slowly coming back up. Going to tuck the toes and walk the hands towards the feet, which are about hip width apart. Coming into a standing forward bend. Interlace the arms at the elbows. And just fold forwards, bringing the chest towards the thighs. You can bend the knees a little. Try not to lock the knees. Lengthening, bringing the chest down. Maybe shaking the head, yes, no, to release any tension in the neck. Just hang there with the upper body soft and relaxed. Tailbone goes up. Make sure that the weight is evenly balanced between the toes and the heels. So you're not leaning on the heels or on the toes. Feel the feet well grounded on the floor. And staying here for a few breaths. When ready, release the arms. Spread the legs a little wider, maybe as wide as the mat. We're going to come down into a squat. Let's bring in the palms together in front of the heart. The elbows are pressing into the insides of the knees. Bring the tailbone down and try to keep the feet on the floor if possible. If the heels are off the floor, you can roll the mat up. And if you feel this is an impossible pose for you, you can also choose to sit on a cushion. Try to lengthen the spine, lift the chest, feeling the opening in the hips. A few deep, long breaths in this pose for as long as is right for you. Release the pose, sit back onto the mat, bring the arms round to the back, straighten the legs, maybe giving them a little bounce, a little release. Next pose is the head to knee pose, Janu Shirshasana. This pose always relaxes me and I love to do it on a daily basis. So bend in the left knee, bring the left foot towards the groin. And if there's any discomfort in the knee, you can place the foot a little further down, not so close to the groin. So as we inhale, we're going to raise the arms up. With the exhale, folding forwards. You may bend the right knee. Try to keep the spine straight and lengthened. Avoid any rounding in the spine. So the aim is to bring the chest closer to the thigh. So if you need to, bend the right knee to keep the spine straighter. You can reach for the right toes, or you can place the hands on the floor to relax. So I like to take a few deep breaths, lengthening as you inhale and softening as you exhale. Lengthen the spine, inhale, push the tailbone back. With the exhale, round, bring the head towards the knee. Once you've settled into the pose, try to relax into it and continue to breathe as deep as you can. Relaxing the upper body, the arms, the shoulders, the neck. When ready, slowly come back up, taking your time to release the pose. Feel the effects of the pose. Straighten the leg when ready. We'll do the other side. Bending the right knee, right foot towards the groin, or maybe a little lower down the left leg, depending where you're at. Inhale, raise the arms up, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, fold forwards, bending that left knee if you need to. Keep the spine straight. You can eventually slowly straighten the left knee once you're in the pose. So again, before you settle into the pose, use the breath to find space in the body. Inhaling, lifting up and lengthening the spine. Exhaling, rounding and relaxing into the pose. You can do that a few times. Eventually, soften and settle into the pose. Remembering to relax as much as you can the upper body, the shoulders, the arms, the neck. Breathe in as deep as you can into any tightness you're feeling. Try to direct the breath to the areas of tightness. As you inhale, feeling the expansion. With the exhale, softening and releasing all the tension away from the body. Staying here for a few deep, long breaths. When ready, slowly lifting back up. Again, coming up with mindfulness, slowly feeling the body and any sensations. It's a beautiful pose. It helps to relax and release any tension in the legs and the hips. When ready, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together into a diamond shape. Inhale, raise the arms up, and exhale, fold forwards. So you can place the feet as close to the body or as far away as you feel comfortable, usually about arm's length away. You can bring them closer if you're more flexible, or further apart if you're not. We'll place the arms on the floor, palms facing down, and just allow the upper body to hang down. You may be feeling the stretch in the groin, and eventually in the lower back. And directing the breath with the mind to any areas where you're feeling tension. Use the mind to direct the breath, to expand the body as you inhale, and to soften and release and relax as you exhale. Eyes may be closed. Just stay here, enjoying this gentle forward bend, taking deep, long breaths. And ready, slowly lifting up, straightening the legs, and taking a few moments to enjoy the effects of the pose. Next, we're going to come lay on our back with the knees bent, feet on the floor. We're going to cross the right leg on top of the left, like a cross-legged pose. If you can, interlace the lower parts of the legs as well. Extend the arms out to the sides, palms facing down. We're going to drop both knees to the right side. So with the right leg on top, both knees are dropped to the right side and you're looking to the left. Try to keep the shoulders on the floor. Getting a nice stretch and twist in the spine. Remembering to breathe as deep as you can. Staying here for a few deep, long breaths. When ready, bring the knees back to center. Releasing. You may straighten the legs for a few moments, taking your time to feel the effects of the pose before we move to the other side. When ready, we're going to cross the opposite leg, so left leg on the right knee. If you can, interlace at the lower part of the legs. If not, stay where you are. With the left knee on top, we're dropping both knees to the left side and we're looking to the right. Getting a nice twist all along the spine, all the way to the neck. Eyes may be closed and relaxed. Remembering to breathe as deeply and as comfortable as you can. Try to soften any parts of the body that feel tense, using the breath to expand the areas that feel tight as you inhale, and to relax as you exhale. When ready, bring the knees back to center, releasing, straighten the legs. Take a few moments just laying flat on the back, breathing deeply, relaxing the whole body. Bring the arms to the sides, the palms are facing down, pressing into the floor as we prepare for the next pose, the plow pose, halasana. And this may be an advanced pose for some. Most importantly, we're looking up to the ceiling and we're never turning the head sideways. So if you're a beginner, we'll start with the baby plow. So with the legs straight on the floor, we'll raise them off the floor and place the fist under the bum so that the legs are vertical. Pull the toes towards you and stay here in baby plow if that's as far as you get today. If you're a more advanced practitioner, you you release and extend the legs over the head. Support the hips with the hands. Walking the hands down the lower back. Straighten the legs. If the toes are not touching, support the hips with the hands. If the toes are touching the floor, you can eventually extend the arms to the floor, placing them down, palms facing down. You can interlace at the fingers. So make sure you're supporting the hips with the hands if your toes don't touch the floor. Bringing the chin to the chest and always looking up to the ceiling, never turning the neck sideways. Breathe in here as deep as you can. Stay a few breaths in the pose, or as long as it feels comfortable for you. If you're feeling any pain or discomfort, please come out of the pose. So when ready, bring in the hands onto the hips if they're not there. Bend the knees, bring them towards the ears. You can either release the pose from here and just come lay flat on the back, or you can opt to go for the shoulder stand. If you're not sure about the shoulder stand, please don't practice the pose. It's quite an advanced pose. If you're familiar with the shoulder stand, go ahead and gently lift the legs up towards the ceiling, straightening the legs, making them as vertical as possible, or you can opt for a 45-degree angle for a more relaxed version of the pose. Or choose what's right for you and your body. You can walk the hands a little further down the spine, bring the elbows closer together, and straighten up the whole body. When you're ready to come out of the pose, slowly bring the knees towards the ears. Gentle, controlled movements. Release the arms to the floor. And slowly roll back onto the mat. Straight legs. We'll stay flat on our back for a few breaths. Experiencing any sensations in the body. Next, we'll draw both knees into the chest, hugging the knees in, interlacing the hands on top of the knees, and just gently rocking side to side, massaging the whole spine. From here, reaching for the toes, spreading the knees wide apart to the sides of the body, going into the happy baby pose. You can also grab onto the feet from the outside, so you can grab onto the ankles. So drawing the knees down about a 90-degree angle between the lower leg and the upper leg. Just rock gently side to side in the happy baby pose. You're feeling the stretch in the inner thigh. As you try to draw the knees down and pull the toes towards you. Keeping the shoulders and the upper body relaxed. Bringing the soles of the feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana. Place the outer edges of the feet on the floor, knees out to the sides. You can place the feet a little close to the body or a bit further away, depending on how intense you like the feeling. Release the arms down to the sides, palms facing up. Soften the upper body. Relax here as much as you can. When ready, we'll straighten the legs. Bring in the straight legs on the outsides of your mat with the toes pointing out to the sides. We'll go into the final relaxation, Shavasana. Extend the arms next to the ears, lengthen. Slowly slide the arms across the floor, bringing them closer to the body. The palms may face up or down. Readjust the head so that the chin is lower than the forehead. Maybe drawing the chin down gently. Releasing and relaxing where you can. Try to have most of your back in contact with the floor. Close your eyes and bring the focus to the middle of the forehead. Place the tip of the tongue against the gums of the top teeth at the back. The lips are closed, but there's a little bit of space in between the teeth. As you keep the tongue still against the gum, you can quiet your mind. Focusing the breath on the exhalation. Breathe out as much as you can. Each exhale is longer than the previous one. And feel how soft and relaxed your body becomes with each exhalation. The longer, the deeper you exhale, the more relaxed the whole body becomes. Stay in Shavasana for as long as it feels good for you. I'd recommend at least a 10 to 15 minute Shavasana if you have the time for it. Continue to soften any parts of the body that may still feel tense. Bring the mind to the breath. Whenever any thoughts pop up, keep returning to the breath and rest from all the mental chatter. Relaxing body and mind as you stay still in the pose.